Hello students, today we are going to see three important at the same time very basic lemmas on groups. Small lemmas. Why these lemmas are very important? Because of two reasons. Number one, if you check your last 5 years question papers, you can find these lemmas in 2 marks as well as 5 marks. Number two, if you want to study upcoming big theorems and lemmas, these lemmas are stepping stones for them. Without these lemmas, you cannot understand those big theorems and big lemmas. Let's see what are them. Come here. Let G be a group, then identity element is unique. Number one. Number two, inverse of any element in the group is unique. Number three, cancellation loss. Before we go to the main proof, please go through my first video because it is very important to have knowledge about what is group, what is set and what is binary operator. Come here. If you have the real knowledge about group, binary operator, set, then only you can understand these basic lemmas what we are going to see today. And this knowledge, this content will be very useful in understanding upcoming big theorems. So all of them are interlinked. The whole group theory is like a one big film, one big story. If you skip starting part, you cannot understand middle part as well as end part. You have to understand everything at a single stretch. Don't skip it. Don't skip my videos. Go through everything again and again. Let's go to the lesson, students. Identity element of a group G is unique. We know very well that in every group there is one identity element. In this lemma, we are going to prove that it is exactly only one identity element. Let's check it. Let us consider the contradiction. Let E and E dash be two identity elements of a group G. Then obviously we are going to prove that this E as well as E dash are one and same. They are equal. Since E belonging to G is an identity, we know the identity property, right? What is the identity property says? A star E equal to E star A equal to A for every A belonging to G. Am I right? This element E is one element, fixed element, whereas this A is not fixed element. For example, this group G, let us assume that it has some 1000 elements. Let us assume that. For example, E, E dash, A, B, C like this, alpha, beta, gamma like this. It has 1000 elements. Let us assume that. Then this place is fixed and in the place of A you can substitute all the 1000 values one by one. It will satisfy. Yes, it is true. Instead of A you can substitute B. Then B star E equal to E star B equal to B. You can substitute alpha. Alpha star E equal to E star alpha equal to alpha. So this equation is satisfied by each and every element of G. You can see that this G has E dash also. Then this element also must satisfy this condition, right? Let us substitute E dash in the place of A. See what happens. E dash star E equal to E star E dash equal to E dash. Let it be equation 1. Good, we are done with E. The same step we are going to do for E dash. Simple. Same step. Now listen. Since E dash belonging to G is also an identity, because we have assumed like that, then as per the identity property, A star E dash equal to E dash star A equal to A is true for every A belonging to G, right? Now, in the place of A, we can notice that E is also an element of G, so E must also satisfy this condition, right? Now, since E belonging to G is also an element of G, it should satisfy the condition E star E dash equal to E dash star E equal to E is, let it be, equation 2. We are finished. We are just going to compare equation 1 and 2, and we are going to prove that E equal to E dash. From equation 1 and equation 2, just consider this piece. E star E dash is E dash, right? Now come here. What is this E star E dash here? Can you see that? See? It is equal to E. Just put it here. Which implies E equal to E dash. Hence, they are equal. We have proved it. Hence, identity element is unique. Yeah. This is the second result. Every A belonging to G has a unique inverse in G. We know very well that in a group, for every element we have an inverse. Now here we need to prove that we get only one inverse, not two inverses. So same way, let us assume the contrary. Let A dash and A double dash be two inverses of G, two inverses of A in G. Obviously, we are going to prove that this A dash and A double dash are one and same, not the different. Okay. Since A dash is inverse of A, we have, what is the property? A dash star A equal to A star A dash equal to E. What is this E? Where this E is the identity element, right? Because every group possesses an identity element. Next, A double dash is also inverse. Since A double dash is inverse of A, we have, using the property of inverse, A double dash star A equal to A star A double dash equal to E. Say, let it be equation 1 and let it be equation 2. Now, you can consider any element. I am considering A dash. I consider this. This A dash can be written as A dash star E, right? Because identity element operated with any element will give you the same. Okay, next. A dash star, this E, see here from equation 2. In the place of E, I can substitute this. So, A star A double dash. Now this is by equation 2. By equation 2. Now I can use associative property here. What that property says? A dash star A star A dash. What property? Associative property. Next, what is A dash? Come here. Can you see this? A dash star A is E. I am substituting E here. This is by using equation 1. I am using equation 1. Star A double dash. Now what is this? Same A double dash. Ultimately, I have proved that this A dash is equal to A double dash. Hence, inverse is unique. Proved. Now we are going to see cancellation laws for all A comma B comma C belonging to G. If A star B is A star equal to A star C, then B equal to C. We are cancelling two terms in the left side, right? So it is called left cancellation law. Same way, if B star A is equal to C star A, we are going to cancel both the terms in right side. We will be getting B equal to C. It is called right cancellation law. Okay, let us consider A star B equal to A star C. Now see what I am doing. Left multiply, left operate A inverse on both sides. So A inverse star A star B equal to A inverse star A star C. I have written the same line here. With left side I have operated A inverse. That's all. Now this can be written as A inverse star A star B. Can you guess what rule I am using here? Can you guess? I am using associative property. Okay. Next, what is A inverse star A? It is E, right? E star B equal to E star C. Here, what property? I am using inverse property here. Next, this is further. E star B is B. E star C is C. This is the required result here. See this. What property I used here? Identity property. Can you see that? In proving a small theorem, a small result, we are using all the properties. That's what I told you in previous video. Please study the definition of group very well. Now let's go to the second part. We are going to prove the second part. Consider B star A equal to C star A. Right operate A inverse on both sides. Same procedure, nothing different. Instead of operating left side, I am going to operate right side. That's all. A inverse B star A inverse equal to C star A inverse. Okay. B star, which property? Can you guess? C star. Yes, I am using associative property here. Next, this implies B star. A star A inverse is E. It is E. Here, inverse property. Next, what is B star E? It is B. Here it is C. This is the required result. I proved the second one. Here which property? Identity property. I hope you have understood all these three lemmas. Thank you so much for attending my class.